Roll call.
Council Barton.
Present.
President. Council Cahill.
Present.
President Council Capano.
Present.
President Council Calucci.
Present.
President Council Creighton.
Present.
President Council Seer.
Present.
President Council Ford.
Present.
President Council Lozey.
Present.
President Council Net.
Present.
President Council Phelan.
Present.
President Council Trahan.
Present.
President. 11 present.
Will you all please rise for a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, we're going to deviate a little bit from the agenda this evening. With us tonight is an active and a great community organization called Building Bridges Through Music. Their artistic program director graciously accepted the invitation to have her organization sing the National Anthem this evening, and that's Ms. Doreen Murray, who's here with us today. So I think it's going to be something that we're all going to enjoy. The floor is yours. Council Lozey.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules to honor Jamie Marsh and his efforts with the Lynn City Hall Auditorium. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I think everybody here knows, everybody in the audience, everybody watching on TV, the success of the Lynn City Hall Auditorium. what people may not know is that we just had our 50th major ticketed event in the City Hall auditorium. And that's from 2006 for the past 8 years, including this year. And through the renovation of obtaining a grant for some federal funding in early 2006 and late 2005, through today there's been one person who has been the driving force and has been there from the very beginning to the very end of this day. In various positions, walking the hallways, selling tickets, overseeing the renovation, and now overseeing the air conditioning that's going into City Hall. So I think it's only appropriate someone who goes under the radar screen, who never asks for recognition, who never looks for recognition, but celebrating that 50th event of a major show over the past 8 years, I think is worth recognizing, not only for the city of Lynn, but the individual really is one of the most responsible parties, and that's Jamie Marsh. So we have something on behalf of the entire council, if you could come up. We'll give a round of applause. And it states, Jamie Marsh, Executive Director, Office of Economic and Community Development, in recognition of Lynn City Hall Auditorium's 50th major ticketed show from the Boston Pops in 2006, which I think many of us attended. Here's one of the original signs that we had. Through all of the events over the past 8 years, you are the one person who has been there from the beginning for the greater good of the city of Lynn. Presented June 18th, 2013 by the Lynn City Council.
I just want to thank everyone who's made this possible over all those years. I was thinking about this, and back really, John Tierney started with $250,000, the state delegation with $250,000. Most recently, the council and the mayor authorizing and appropriating $600,000 for the air conditioning, and all the people that buy the tickets. And in particular, I got to mention Henry Ryan, Joanna Mills, Anne-Marie Leonard, and my staff in community development. So thank you so much.
We need a motion to accept the minutes of April 23rd and May 14th.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
We have a communication from our honor the mayor, dear councilors, I'm hereby reappointing Walter Prudian to the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission. Mr. Prudian's term is effective immediately and will expire on June 30, 2016. Sincerely, Judith Flanagan Kennedy, Mayor.
Council Lozey.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Motion made and seconded, discussion.
Mr. President,
Council Lozey.
I just would like to say that I'm very pleased, and I think the entire city should be as well, that Commissioner Prudian is being reappointed by the mayor. Walter Prudian has done an excellent job as a commissioner up there, and the water and sewer rates have we've had 3 straight years of a 0 increase. Walter does a very good job up there. He's a wise statesman, and I'm happy to serve with him as a commissioner.
Thank you. Roll call.
Council Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. 11 yes. Public hearing of fiscal year 14 budget.
Open public hearing for anybody wishing to speak in favor. Anybody wishing to speak in favor? Anybody in favor? Seeing no one wishing to speak in favor, close the public hearing for all those in favor. Open the public hearing for anybody in opposition. Anybody wishing to speak in opposition? Anybody in opposition? Seeing no one wish to speak in opposition, close the public hearing for all those in opposition. Close the public hearing. What's the wish of the council?
Motion to approve.
Motion made, seconded to approve. Discussion. Councilor Trahan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just going to go back to the same old thing from last week. Nothing's changed. We still don't have any money in the DPW budget for more employees. You know, and the snow's just going to keep coming. The trees are going to continue to grow. The streets and sidewalks are going to continue to crack and need repair, and the list is just going to get longer and longer. And we need more employees. It's the bottom line. We can't wait another year. We keep changing this. We keep just letting it slide by from year to year. We can't continue this. It has to change. We need employees. The rest of the budget is fine with me, but I'm not happy with the DPW. I think that we need to add money to it. We can't just sit here tonight, vote for it, and then we're never going to see the money, and we're never going to see the employees. I know Lisa Nerrick's been, she put some extra tree trucks out. She heard our cry last week as we're going door to door, and they have been cut down for 3 years, and she's, you know, trying to put a Band-Aid on a problem, but it's just going to continue, because now she's taking men from, well, something else they were doing onto the trees now, and now something else is falling behind. So I'm just, you know, like I said, the budget I'm fine with, but I'm not happy with DPW. I think we need to put more money in. I hope a lot of my colleagues will support me and voting against this budget until the money is approved to hire at least 8 or 9 employees for DPW. Thank you.
Councilor Seer.
Thank you, Mr. President. I agree with Councilor Trahan. I don't have a problem with 99% or 90% of the budget. I do with the DPW. As one councilor, and we just had the finance committee meeting earlier tonight, we found out that Chapter 90 money is going to be cut there, so there's another issue that's going to be happening in the city through the DPW. And I know the budget doesn't have anything to do with that, but what the budget does have to do with at the DPW is the services that are provided by them. In the winter time, last winter, we were faced with 3 or 4 unbelievable storms, and no one can really predict what's going to be coming this winter. But we're obviously short-handed, not just with employees, but with equipment. We've had meetings in the past where Mayor has sat in on, and I heard the cries of the council, as well as previous 2 DPW commissioners, that they need more people there, that they need more equipment there. I know that we're faced already in the hole. We're going to be having to go to the reserve account to take care of a shortfall on the trash contract. I mean, if I voted against this tonight after talking with the law department, and the council voted against it, we have 3 choices: to vote in favor of it, to oppose it, or to cut the budget. And we can't cut it because we're asking for more money for the DPW. If we vote against it, it could possibly mean that some of the city workers might not get paid, and that some of the other services may be cut. As a council, I feel as though my hands are tied. I'm opposed to not putting more people on at the DPW. I'm still not sure which way I'm going to vote until it comes down to me. But I would like to see more employees put at the DPW, and I would like to see more money put in there for equipment. Thank you.
Councilor Khan.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat everything that we went through, you know, at the last meeting, and, you know, I agree with Councilor Trahan. I feel like Councilor Seer. I mean, hands are tied. I don't want to hold up the budget either. I mean, I don't want to jeopardize people not getting paid, but I feel like, you know, every year, you know, we make suggestions, and, you know, at least we should have, you know, a response about some sort of plan, or whether this, you know, other people think there is a problem. I mean, the ward councils, I think, mostly agree that services could be better. And, you know, myself, and I think I speak for everyone else, feel that the people at DPW right now are doing everything they can to keep up. And it's just not getting it done. I mean, we talked about it last meeting, you know, we have waiting lists of 2 or 3 years. That's a long time. Does someone have to wait to get a tree branch cut, or, you know, a pothole fixed, or a sidewalk that's, you know, no one can walk across? I mean, it's a quality of life issue. We got a $4 million bond that we approved, and we're gonna have some nice parks and playgrounds, but we're also gonna need people to maintain these parks and playgrounds. And I think the mayor probably has the best, she has the best interests of the city at heart. You know, she's doing what she feels is right, but I just don't, I'd like to hear an explanation, you know, or a plan for, you know, or if she thinks there is a problem, you know, with DPW. So I feel the same way. I don't want to not vote for the budget and jeopardize everyone else, especially when our hands are tied, but I feel like we are owed some kind of, you know, plan or explanation, or, you know, what we can do. So, I don't know, that's how I feel about it. I'm really disappointed that, you know, that we don't, you know, especially in the wintertime. You know, like I said, I wasn't going to repeat, but I am. So, you know, you know, it's hard in the wintertime to get the streets plowed, and you know, the way we used to before, you know, and I don't have, no one's given me an answer to how we're going to do a better job, how we can respond. Yeah, we had some bad snowstorms, but we've had bad snowstorms before, and we've had, I think, better response, you know, so, I don't know, that's how I feel about it.
Council Tron.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. Just going back to the same thing. No communication. You heard from Councilor Seer, Councilor Capano. I mean, she came to one meeting, the mayor. She heard our cry for help. She promised us some employees. Here we are, the $11. Budget's there. Now we're forced to vote on it, and now we got no employees. So it just went up, you know, it just went on deaf ears. There's no communication. There needs to be communication here. She was getting the same phone calls that we were getting. The streets weren't plowed because we didn't have enough men and we didn't have enough equipment. So she knows the problem, and she didn't try to address it. So I don't think we should approve this budget. I think, and talking to the law department, we can vote this budget down tonight. We can have a meeting next Tuesday, and we'll give her another week, another chance to put some money in that budget for the DPW. We can do it. Even though it's a special election, we can all meet next Tuesday night for an hour, sit here, and hopefully from now to then, she'll hear our cries and she'll put some money in the budget for the DPW. That's what needs to be done. This is our job as city councilors to provide constituent service, and you know, we aren't doing it. Let's face it, we're trying as hard as we can, and we can only call on this and that, you know, the DPW and everybody, you know, and how many times can you go to the well, you know, ask for a favor, you start to feel bad. So, we have an opportunity here where we can just hold this up for a week. It's not going to jeopardize anybody's salary. If we do it before July 1, everybody will still get paid. And let's just throw the ball back in the mayor's court. See what happens. See if she wants to come, you know, communicate with us and help us.
Council Lozey.
Mr. President, what Councilor Trahan is suggesting is the mayor has had time. I'm the chairman of the Department of Public Works. We've had no less than 3 meetings regarding the lack of personnel and equipment in the last 2 years. I've met with the mayor a few times, pleading that the money be put in that budget. I'm sorry, I don't think another week is going to make a difference, and it's unfortunate because the DPW is sorely underfunded, and it's at a critical point, and it's just a shame, and I feel I have to vote for this budget. Thank you.
Council Capano, and I'll come back to you, Council.
I would like to get an opinion from the city solicitor on the series of events that would take place. What would happen if we voted against this budget?
If the budget is not approved, there would be a situation that could arise where the city would have to operate a 1/12 budget per month. That situation would occur if, again, if this budget does not pass. So the actions, the council has to take action within 45 days of when the budget was presented. I understand the budget came somewhere near the end of May, so we're within the 45 days. So no action in 45 days passes, the budget would be approved. So if this council is going to take no action, that's narrative. If the council acts to not pass this budget, and there is no budget at the end of the fiscal year, then given the special circumstances that this would cause, the mayor would be authorized by statute to fund 1/12 of the budget per month.
Thank you. Councilor Capano.
Just to follow up, so is there a way we could give the mayor, what is the amount of time we could give the mayor to possibly reconsider the question of DPW?
The new fiscal year starts July 1.
Councilor Trahan.
Thank you. So we can, if we hold this budget up tonight for a week, and next Tuesday we vote, if she puts some money in there for some employees, it would be fine. It would be before July 1, and everything would be fine.
Assuming that there's action taken favorably next Tuesday.
So we have a week, councilors. We have a week for the mayor to get back to us, and we have a week that we have time to buy to try to negotiate with her, or talk to her, or maybe she'll come to us and resolve this.
Councilor Calucci.
I think the ruling question is, what if she doesn't put the money in the budget for the week? Then what do we do?
You know, we gotta try something. Right now, we have nothing. Doesn't hurt.
Councilor Capano.
I would like to give her time to reconsider, and, if she didn't change her mind, I would vote for the budget. If we reconvene before July 1st, which I would hope that we would do, I would vote for the budget then. I don't want to hold things up, but I'd like to give her the opportunity to reconsider, a recommendation from this council concerning the DPW. That would be how I would look at it.
Councilor Seer.
Thank you. Just a question to Attorney Vitale. If we table it tonight, to next week, without taking a vote to approve or not to approve it, at least I think we'd be sending a message to the mayor that we want her to sit down with us and the DPW and hear what our concerns are. I know, we've been meeting every week for the last month and a half. And I know some councils have already made plans for next Tuesday night, and I know how important those plans are to everybody, but I also think that services the DPW provide the citizens of Lynn are just as important. And I'm not, asking anybody to change their plans, but, I know Lisa's out there trying, Lisa Merritt, Bonner and Larry Donahue, and everybody down there doing a good job. They're limited to what they can do because of the resources they have. So if we tabled it, is that a possibility?
Well, right now, there's a motion made and seconded to pass the budget.
Councilor Cahill.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the members, and I apologize for my voice this afternoon. And I sympathize with the ward councils and the city council at large. We do receive a lot of calls, not as many as ward councils, but a lot of the times when folks are frustrated with you guys, they call us and they get frustrated with us, and they get just frustrated with everybody. So during those snowstorms, it's uncomfortable for everybody in this room when we can't get the services that we need in those those services are very, very important because those are the tangible things that people can see, touch, and feel, and it's the way they get to work every day to make sure the streets are plowed and they don't want trees falling on their homes or on their cars, and those are extraordinarily important issues. But with this budget, from my understanding, it's a reduction of, every department has been asked to cut their budget by a certain percentage, 3.5%, so the pie is the pie. And my concern is, and although I fundamentally believe that DPW is grossly understaffed, my problem is, where are those positions going to be made up? I won't compromise education, I won't compromise public safety. And if you're talking about reductions in budget, it typically comes from positions. So it's like a balloon. If you push one end in, the other one's going to stick out. I'm nervous that in a week's time, we'll have 20 more DPW workers, but there'll also be a plan on the table for maybe 8 less teachers, 8 less fire, and 4 less police. And those are the decisions I don't think anyone really wants to make. Is this a perfect budget? No, I wish we had more money. It sounds as though, from Peter Karen, the assessor, that appraisals are up. So what we're hoping is that any more tax revenues will come in through property taxes. And we have the authority to stop any transfer in this city. We can stop it dead in its tracks at the council. And I think we should use that more for leverage. So I have the most respect for the ward councilors who want to vote this down. And passionately, I want to join you in that. But fundamentally, what if something happens next week where we're not able to meet? I mean, we have to post it again, that costs money. What if people don't get their paychecks after July 1st? That's something that is very serious to a lot of employees in this city that are more worried about the jobs they have than jobs that don't exist right now. I think we owe it to them to make sure that they get paid. But that being said, I'm committed to working with you going forward to work on strategically stopping transfers, and that means that we use that as leverage to make sure that there's a plan in place to get more DPW workers, especially in time for the winter. And I'm going to be voting in favor of it. I think that's a prudent thing to do. But I think we should also be talking about alternatives to make sure that going forward.
Councilor Trahan.
Thank you. I don't know, I think we have 11 very responsible councilors here that come here every Tuesday night. Everybody shows up. I think if we table this tonight or shoot it down, that there'll be 10 or 11 of us here next Tuesday night, because we know how important the budget is. We want to see everybody get paid, but we also want to see the people of the city get the services that they deserve and they pay their taxes for. And this past winter, I don't feel as though they got those services. We were running around ragged, city councils, trying to do dead ends and get people on. People didn't go to work for 3-4 days. That's not right. The people of this city would want us to sit here and fight for this tonight. They would want us to get these employees so that we provide them with better services in the winter and all year round. All year round. This is a no-brainer. Everybody would tell you, in 1978, we had 100 employees. In 1978, we had 100 employees, DPW. We have 44 employees. We're supposed to be getting going up, not down. I mean, it's wrong. You're going to sit here for another year and just let this go by and have another winter come, and they're all going to be calling us, and we're all going to be sitting there and frustrated and begging the DPW, and they just don't have it. Well, what can you do? There's not enough people. They go up there 20 hours, they got to go to bed. You know, something bad's going to happen. Someone's going to fall asleep, drive one of those big trucks, and they're going to kill someone in the city. So I think we should stick to our guns. We got a week's time. We can certainly get 6 or 7 of you guys here next Tuesday night. I know you'll be here. Let's just, show a sign of solidarity here. Just, stick together.
Councilor Cahill.
Mr. President, may I ask a question to Rich Vitale? Mr. Vitale, we're voting on essentially 2 budgets today. We're voting on the city budget, but also we're voting on the educational Lynn Public Schools budget. Are there any time restrictions linked to the Lynn Public Schools budget being set? Because I know we have to vote on it, and the school committee has to vote on it. I'm not sure if they've already voted on it. Are there any possibilities that this would delay any release of Chapter 70 funding?
I don't know, to tell you the truth. That's not within my purview. I know you have the chief financial officer here and you have the school superintendent. Maybe they may be better equipped to answer that question.
May I ask that question?
You may.
Thank you.
It doesn't have a check.
Dr. Latham, do you mind?
I believe that the Chapter 70 funding from the state will still come into the city.
And Superintendent Latham, what's the school committee done thus far with this budget?
We have not had our public hearing on the budget as yet.
Are they waiting for this body to approve?
No.
Have they scheduled one?
We have to schedule one at the meeting tomorrow night.
And does that have to be done before the fiscal year ending in July 1?
No, we're going to take, we have to give it 30 days, I believe. So they're going to set the public hearing on the budget. Usually after they set the public hearing on the budget, we have a meeting immediately thereafter to either accept or not.
So you don't see a problem with delay?
I do not.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Council Seer.
Thank you, Mr. President. The more I'm sitting here listening to the debate, and it kind of does make a little bit more sense to me. That we do wait, and the reason I'm saying that is because not only does it send a message to the mayor that we're not happy with this, we want to see more money, and I agree with a lot of things that Councilor Cayley said that we're looking at cuts across the board. I know that's pretty funny, isn't it? I'm agreeing with Dan, but
This tape. Christmas gift.
you can use it too. But what I'm saying is that 1 week gives us a little bit more time to explore more avenues. Supposedly there's a grant writer in the building. I mean, you know, maybe they can come up with, even if it's $100,000 to buy one new piece of equipment, it's something, it's a start. We have, what's it gonna hurt to take 1 week to take another look at it, to have the mayor come with us and ask us what our concerns are, and for us to be able to express those concerns to them. You know, I'm agreeing with Councilor Trahan. I don't think I can vote for this to be approved tonight. We took another look at it and came back and said there's nothing more that we can do. We can't add any more money. But just to say no, I'm not gonna go along with that. I'm sorry.
Council Creighton. Mr. President, 32 members, I guess to go back to Councilor Cale's point, the revenue is not going to change in a week. So the financial picture that we're looking at right now is not going to be any different. I think all the councils have very eloquently spoken about the need for DPW, and I couldn't agree more. I also think the need for increased manpower or inspectional services. And I'm sure there are other priorities people could outline. This year, this fiscal year, I don't see the revenue changing in a week. I guess it's just something we're going to have to take care of over the next year in my eyes. So, thank you. Councilor Trahan.
Thank you, President Phelan. Can I talk to Attorney Vitale, ask my question? Attorney Vitale, can the mayor, right now she can't touch the free cash. She couldn't, but the mayor take money from free cash right now? She chose to put it into this budget.
But that may be a better question for the chief financial officer. I don't see why she couldn't. I don't know what the free cash situation is. I don't want to say something without knowing the details of free cash.
Mr. Petrucci?
I think we had this conversation with someone in the past.
I think I have.
Yeah, you can't do that because the free cash at June 3rd then needs to be recertified by the state. So until such time, which is probably going to be mid-late fall, you don't have that money at your disposal, so it really has not done anything for you.
So could she promise us, like in October, could she free cash both to the DPW?
Once free cash is certified, then you could put requests in together. I can't speak what I'm
No, I'm saying like,
saying.
so what's the earliest that would be certified?
Mechanically, well, it depends on the workload of the state as well. We all, there's 360 communities that all want their free cash certified. So it's been, generally the timing has been late October, early November for the city.
She would have the ability to give us some free cash.
Such that it would be.
Any other questions?
No, I just want to continue on, so why can't we use that as a leverage or something, we give her a week to say to her, give us a promise that in October, November, when her free cash is certified, that she puts $300,000 or $400,000 towards the DPW. Just a promise. That should do it.
Council Calucci.
Mr. President, all the time we've been here, we've never taken the budget back to the mayor before. So, I feel for the board council, you know what I'd like to do? Could we have the mayor come here next week and have a motion to the table? Will she come? That's a good question, a little bit question. I don't want to go on and on and on.
It's not going to work. We need to have leverage. We need to shoot down this budget, let her know that we're serious, and that we need the money.
I don't think we should do that.
It just can't. It's not going to get better. When it snows 30 inches of snow, and you get the same amount of employees. The same thing's going to happen.
Council Capano.
Yes, I keep going back to something that Councilor Trahan said. What would the residents in my ward want me to do in this situation? They would want me to fight for more help from DPW, that type of help. I agree, we should wait a week. I don't think it will hurt. I mean, there's free cash because we're not paying for DPW. I mean, it's, you cut everybody out a lot of free cash. So, I just don't understand why we can't at least have an explanation of why, why we can't. I mean, they don't make a ton of money at DPW. I mean, it wouldn't take much money to hire 3 or 4 people. Mine 7 or 8. I mean, just to hire a few would be a big help. So, just to get an explanation or, a plan, like I said. I mean, I think a week would be reasonable. I have respect for the mayor. I just have a disagreement here, and I'd like an explanation of what the plan is, if there is a plan. People are calling me, they're upset, I understand they may call the council at large afterwards, but I'm sure you don't get the calls we get every single day. And when you get calls all the time, and now year after year over the same thing, what do you tell people? What is the answer that you tell them? I mean, and what is the question they ask you? Or what is it that they wonder about you? Are you fighting for it? So, to frame the question as, we're pitting teachers against DPW and firefighters and police against DPW, I mean, that's just wrong. Nobody wants to do that. We want help. We want help from the DPW. We want potholes fixed. We want tree branches trimmed. We have a backlog of 324 tree stumps. That's what the backlog is. Is that acceptable? If we don't hire anybody and a trip down to even more people is 600, is that acceptable? In a couple of years, is 1,000 acceptable? I mean, where is the breaking point? I think we're there right now. So I would like to wait a week. I'm not going to vote not to pay people. That's why we ask for an opinion. We want to make sure people are paid. I'm going to vote for the budget if the mayor decides she doesn't want to act on this next week, but I'd like to give her a week to give her a chance to maybe reconsider and at least give us an explanation. If she doesn't, she doesn't. I will vote for the budget then because I don't want to jeopardize anyone's paycheck.
Councilor Calucci.
Through you to Vic Vitale. So if we table this tonight, we can reconvene next Tuesday?
The answer is you can table if you make a motion to table, and that's...
Motion to table.
You can finish your opinion.
But and Tuesday is an acceptable date, although I would suggest that when there's a special election, that might be wiser not to make that day.
Councilor Trahan.
Now, it can be anything really, right? You just need 48 hours notice, right?
Right. That's right.
It doesn't have to be Tuesday. Motion to table with the election.
just asked, I did ask him to see him, like, and he said there was already, he said there was already a motion on the floor to approve it.
Right, there's a motion to approve right now.
We have to do a roll call on that first.
But you can make a motion to table, if someone makes a motion to table.
Council Capano.
Yes, I thought you said earlier too, that after, if we don't act on it within 45 days, it goes into effect.
Right.
So what would that day be?
I understand that the budget was presented to the council, I think the operative date is May 29th, but don't hold me to that, that's what
Yeah, I don't know the exact date either, but I don't, so that would,
He's saying, okay, so until that, in 45 days, if we didn't vote on it.
That's correct.
whether or not. So if you all voted president,
If you all voted president, I'm not sure I'm following.
meaning on a motion that Council Cagle made,
If there was a majority,
but if everybody voted president, we're all here.
you need 6 votes to pass the budget, so you need 6 votes in favor of passing the budget.
Council Trahan.
Thank you, one more time. I'm just gonna break this down the easiest way we can. Why don't we just give the mayor a week to see if she wants to work with us and the people of the city? Let's give her a week to see if she wants to help us. We've all met with her, we've all talked with her, we've all talked to our constituents, we know what they want, we know what we need, she knows what we want, she knows what we need. Let's give her a week to see if she cares about helping us. That's what we're here for, all of us, the mayor and the council need to work together. That's what this is all about. We need to do it.
Council Barton.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we heard from a lot of people here, and a lot of them are making sense. But to send it back, to wait another week, is ridiculous. You know, the mayor isn't gonna change, and if she does change her mind, who is she gonna take from? The police, the fire? You know, we can't afford that. She's already taken money out of their budgets as it is. Thank you.
Council Ford.
I agree with all my colleagues. My list is long. I agree with Council Trahan 100%. But I also agree with Council Barton and Council Creighton. We've got to move this ahead. This body, with all 11 people, in unanimous opinion, I would think with your leadership, Mr. President, in August, September, October, we will have the leverage to put some DPW people on. Wouldn't I be correct in that is a priority for this body?
Councilor Trahan.
Thank you. I asked Attorney Vitale a few minutes ago if she can promise us the money and take it from free cash. It's not going to touch the police budget. It's not going to touch the fire budget. It's not going to touch the school budget. It's money that we have there for circumstances like this, that we need it in an emergency. This is an emergency situation. People should be barricaded in their houses. In these times of days, all the equipment we have in a snowstorm. It's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the city. It shouldn't be happening. Trees should be getting trimmed and cut, not taking 3 years to give people the service. We can do this. We don't have to touch anybody's budget in this city. All we need is a promise from the mayor to give us $300,000 or $400,000 in October, November, when the free cash is certified, that we'll put it towards DPW and some higher-end and new equipment. That's all we're looking for. But we need to stick together on this, or it's not going to happen. You can't all fall apart. All of our councilors need to stick together. We all get the same calls. We all have the same problems. This is the only way we're going to fix this. It's the only way.
Council Seer.
Mr. President, I don't think we're looking for the mayor to go back and look at the budget, at least I'm not, and make cuts in any of the department. I'm asking her just to come here and stand in front of this council and say that she's explored all possible avenues. And that includes using her grant writer and whatever other sources there may be. She may have already done that. I don't know. She hasn't communicated to me whether she has or she has. And I don't think she's done that with the other members of the council. So,
Any other discussion? There is a motion on the floor that has been seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Council Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
No.
No. Council Calucci? Absent. Council Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer?
No.
No. Council Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan?
No.
No. Motion carries. Next item is the Ways and Means Committee. Order that the Lynn City Council accept Section 19 of Chapter 188 of the Acts of 2010, and they have requested an emergency on that.
Council Cahill.
I believe you were in committee to approve, and there was an emergency as well, Mr. President.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. Roll call.
Council Barton?
Abstain.
Abstain. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey? Absent. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan?
Yes.
Yes.
On the emergency, roll call.
Council Barton? Abstain. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey? Absent. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Finance Committee, I have several orders. Would you like me to read them and then you can decide
Yes.
if you would like to take them?
Take them together unless anybody wants to vote on one individually.
First order that the city controller be and is hereby authorized to take the following action. Rescind the below council order that was approved with an emergency on June 11, 2013, which was certifies an available fund the amount of $2,231,593.00 as allotted to the city of Lynn by Transportation Bond Bill, Chapter 291D of the Acts of 2013. And in its place, certifies an available fund the amount of $1,118,180.00 as allotted to the City of Lynn by Transportation Bond Bill, Chapter 291D of the Acts of 2013. Transfer the sum of $345.00 from the account of Comptroller's payroll to the account of Collector's payroll. Transfer the sum of $28.00 from the account of Controller's payroll to the account of Veterans payroll. Transfer the sum of $5,000.00 from the city clerk payroll to the precinct payroll. Transfer the sum of $800.00 from parking payroll, $52 to abandoned vehicles payroll, and $748 to Kira Dogs payroll. Transfer the sum of $1,288.12 from city council expense to city council payroll. Certify as an available fund $224,745.64 as allotted to the City of Lynn by the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security State 911 Department grant period 7/1/12 to 6/30/13. Ordered that the City Controller certifies an available fund the amount of $186,880.00 as allotted to the City of Lynn Office of Economic and Community Development by North Shore Workforce Investment Board for Summer Youth Program. Transfer the sum of $30,500.00 from the reserve account to the ISD expense account. Transfer the sum of $1,288.12. That's a repeat, that's it.
Council Calucci.
Motion to approve that, Madam Committee.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. Roll call.
Council Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey? Yes. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan? Absent. On the emergency.
Yeah, on the emergency, roll call, please.
Council Barton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Cahill?
Yes.
Yes. Council Capano?
Yes.
Yes. Council Calucci?
Yes.
Yes. Council Creighton?
Yes.
Yes. Council Seer?
Yes.
Yes. Council Ford?
Yes.
Yes. Council Lozey?
Yes.
Yes. Council Net?
Yes.
Yes. Council Phelan?
Yes.
Yes. Council Trahan? Absent.
New business. Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.